Hello everyone, my name is Jeffery Petrone, and on today's episode I'm going to be tackling a drink just called the Jersey Sour. And of course, to make that, we're going to be relying on a thing called Apple Jack, although in this case we're just working with straight apple brandy. Laird's Bottled and Bond 5 years old edition. If you're not familiar with Applejack Apple Brandy, it is one of the native spirits of New Jersey. I'm not really the person to talk about this. I had no real interest in this except after repeated watchings of Greg from How to Drink's videos on just various cocktails involving Applejack, including things like the Jersey Sunset. But I, of course, am Jeffery Petrone, not that other channel, and let's get down to it and make this cocktail. So I already have one egg white in the shaker just because I am very bad at cracking an egg properly. Particularly just getting the egg white has been a difficulty. And to start things out, we're going to, for the first time ever, be using simple syrup. I know, shocking. And we're going to be adding half an ounce of simple syrup to go with our eggy, whitey, tidy, whitey. I can't really rhyme. Next, we're going to I'm going to actually try for an ounce of lime juice. Of course, you could go with lemon juice, but I do prefer limes generally, so that's what I'm going with. But, make the cocktail however you want to have it. And with that, we have our ounce of lime juice into the tin. Of course, unintentional homages all over the place to the How to Drink channel. Just spilling everything. But yeah, I have had this before. This apple brandy, and it is really interesting because as someone who's not particularly familiar with cognac or just that world in general, it is very appley, but there's this odd bitter note at the end that I think, or at least that I also get in the cognac that I have. It is a lower end cognac, not bad, but just you can expect, or at least I would expect, some off notes as well. Anyway, we're adding in 1.5 ounces, if I didn't really specify that earlier, of our Laird's. There's a lot of different Laird's products out there. I would generally go with things that fit into the world of this straight apple brandy, just for the sake of the product. But just because apparently things that are actually labeled Applejack tend to have more neutral grain spirit in them, is my understanding, than just apple brandy. And yeah, this was a little bit of a difficulty to find, but I'm glad I have it. It is a tasty, tasty pour, and hopefully I'm gonna like it even more after I shake this cocktail. First without ice, and then of course with ice. Let's do that. Don't you know I get emulsified? Anyway, so now it is about time to add in 2 cubes of ice. Maybe with a little more caution. Okay. There we go. Now we're going to take our drink, take our strainer, and just really finally let the day begin. That made no sense. I'm recording this at night. I'm just incredibly irritated right now. Alright, so I've cleaned up the glass a little bit, and I'm just going to add in a few drops of orange bitters just to the top. Following that, I'm going to take some of this lime peel and attempt, although like always, fail at expressing the oils on the rim of the glass in the cool way, but I'm just going to give it a brief rub down, ring around the glass, and plop that in. Now, of course, I went with a brandy snifter, and I don't know, I think it's kind of fitting for a drink like this.
An ivy-covered cottage where the old folks wait for me. 'Neath the red...
So the lime really exaggerates that apple flavor in a very great way, highlights all the best things that I loved about it. The simple syrup glosses over that bitter end. And of course, it's just a creamy, frothy, delicious cocktail. And that little bit of orange bitters really kind of just adds like this extra pop to the drink that I think takes it to another level. Normally I wouldn't drink all of the drink, but A, this is delicious, and 2, most of the drink flew out of the shaker because I didn't have the shaker cold enough. I've been Jeffery Petrone. Learn from my mistakes. Other mistakes over here. And if you haven't watched How to Drink, you should probably watch How to Drink. It's a very fun channel that teaches a lot of different kinds of cocktails that I wouldn't have even considered. Much like even just using apple brandy, period, I didn't consider before I watched that channel. So, yeah, that's about it.